Hi, good evening. So, I have been hearing this for a minute, for a while now. God's treatment of his daughters, and I've heard it so many times today. I'm like, yes, I got to come on here and talk about this a little bit. But God treats his daughters like princesses, and he treats you so well to where you don't have no other choice but to hold the men or man in your life to a higher standard, because you will not accept anything less than what has already been presented to you. Just like a human father, if he is in his daughters' lives and he's treating them well, he's treating them like princesses, he's treating them like a man is supposed to treat a woman. Those girls are more likely to grow up with that mindset, to feel like, well, if this man is not treating me well, I don't want anything to do with that, because you have become accustomed to being treated well, like a lady is supposed to be treated. And God does that as your father. He does that as whatever he can present himself to you in your life. And also the Holy Spirit will do the same, thing. It's certain stuff that the Holy Spirit has told me, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, that was inappropriate, for this person to say to me. The Holy Spirit was like, that's inappropriate. Oh, that's inappropriate. And I was like, that's definitely inappropriate, because at some times, like, God, I don't even know what should I say. Sometimes certain stuff will present itself and you kind of be a little puzzled where you don't know how to react to it, really. Because it could be true or it could be false. I don't know. But if it was false, I probably would have reacted different. But it was true, but it was still inappropriate. So the Holy Spirit will also do that. And a lot of men have fallen into the trap of treating women horribly. They don't even understand that that's where their favor lies, is in a woman. If you look throughout the Bible about how God was treating the women in the Bible and their roles and whatnot in the Bible, you'll see that God has always answered their prayers. He was always a certain kind of way with women, and he treats women really well. We hold a certain place in God's heart, and he's so sweet. He's a gentleman, and he's just everything. Anything that you need, he's that. And he will allow you to relax and to be calm and to be feminine and to just be. And God God told me something. It was a little bit after he had done something for me. And before he did this, he told me, he said that he would move heaven and earth for me. He said, I will move the heavens and the earth for you. And that is, I was like, can you do it? I said, God, do it, because I need that right now. That's what I was thinking to myself. And he's been doing it. So ask God to move the heavens and the earth for you. Because he told me he would do it for me. And he's been like doing stuff. I no longer feel like my life is weird, because I have certain level of understanding now about why certain stuff is going the way that it's going, why this, why that. I didn't have an understanding, so I'm like, this is so weird. I don't understand my life. I didn't understand my own life, and I'm understanding more about it now that I'm in a certain space. Also, God did something for me after he told me he would move the heavens and the earth for me, and he it left me speechless when he did it. It left me speechless because it happened so fast, and then I was not expecting that like that. And so afterwards, he was like, "How'd I do? How'd I do?" And I'm like, God, I'm still processing what you just did. And then I waited for a while I was still processing it, and I was like, you did awesome. You did awesome. And so I'm still a little shaken by it right now, because I really was truly not expecting him to surprise me like that. And God does things like that. He surprises us. He does things for us. I remember telling him something that I needed, and he did it. He did it. He's a man of his word. He is a man of his word. Isn't that a breath of fresh air, to have a man that keeps his word? Just that in general. And that is a trait that is hard to find a lot of times, a man that keeps his word. And this is also a word and another word, because yesterday I got that a woman was trying to stop dating and come out the dating scene, but you're worried about falling back into it and whatnot. And listen, God heard you. God heard you. And one thing he does is protects his daughters. One thing God is going to do is protect his daughters. If he know that he can have you to himself and you will let that stuff go, whatever you was doing, he is going to ensure that you stay in him. If that's what you want to stay in him, so he's going to ensure that you do. And then also, the people or the men that come to you during this process that you in, they gonna say something to make you go back to, okay, now I see why I don't want to be in this dating scene anymore. This is ridiculous. And that's the snap out of it process that's gonna happen with you. Like, they're gonna say something that's gonna make you be like, you know what, never mind. And then you're gonna end up being stronger and stronger, and you and God will get closer and closer. It's gonna be just you and him, and that's what you want. You want to be in a space where it's just you and God, especially as a woman, and you don't have nobody all in your, calling your phone. You don't got nobody all in your inbox. Your inbox is not being blown up. You don't got all this other stuff going on. It's just you and God. You don't have no men in your life and stuff like that. Going through this process is great. You get to just be with you and God, and then God gets to show you how you actually supposed to be treated. He gets to show you, look, this is what you're supposed to be getting treated like. You're not supposed to be getting this right here. Even if the man or men that you talked to previously didn't cuss you out, and even if they didn't put hands on you, it's still a certain kind of way that you are supposed to be treated. Me, I ain't never liked a guy that was aggressive in that type of way, where they cuss me out and do anything crazy to me. I've never liked that. I've never been the type to be wanting to stay even after the fact if somebody was to do something like that. So especially now. But like I said, a lot of men have fallen into the trap of mistreating their favor, and now they've lost their favor from God because they don't know how to treat a woman. They don't treat women well. They have a skewed view of how a woman is supposed to be. And it's a lot of women that are not wives who are speaking when they're not supposed to be speaking in that area, because they're not even a wife, and they don't even have the authority to even say something because they're not even a wife. So it's a lot of people going off of that, and they're listening to women who are not wives, and they don't have the authority in that area to even speak. Now, I'm a wife. I can say that. I'm definitely a wife, even if I didn't want to comment, even if I didn't want to realize it yet. But I know I am now. And like I said, I understand more about my life now. But God treats his daughters with the utmost respect and loyalty and faithfulness. And he keeps his word, and he's sweet, and he's kind, and he's loving. And he's very respectful. He's a gentleman. It's a certain kind of way that God is, to where you supposed to be able to see God in your husband. Like, even if you know who your husband is, or if you are married, as a woman, you are supposed to be able to see God in that man. In some shape, form, or fashion, that is your husband. And you're supposed to be able to see traits of how God treats you in that man. Okay? And God does not, he does not play about his daughters. I know that for sure. The protection is not a joke. I was telling you guys this a while back, a long time ago. I didn't understand a lot of why my protection was so heavy. A lot of people do have protection over them, but it's not as like big as some other people. Mine is a lot. And I remember getting frustrated back in the day, because I'm like, man, I can't do nothing. But I'm grateful for it. I'm more and more grateful for it now. Like, I'm understanding why my protections is like it is. I'm understanding more and more. And people will remind you too. Like, about the dating thing, people will remind you as to why you being protected the way that you are. Because they can be something else. And men in the world can be something else too, and they can say stuff that ain't right, not really realizing that it's very disrespectful or that it is inappropriate. Like the Holy Spirit told me that certain thing was, and it's normal to them. But you gain a different perspective when you are being treated properly by God, and you know now this is how it's supposed to be treated from the beginning, right? But God will treat his daughters like princesses. I feel very much like a princess. I feel very much relaxed and calm, and I trust God. I have a certain trust and submission, because and that's another thing with submission. It will come very much naturally when you are being treated how you are supposed to be treated as a woman. It will come naturally. It don't have to be forced. It don't even have to be something you even think about. As a woman, submission will come naturally. You don't even have to think about it. Am I submitting? You're already submitted. You're already submitted, because God knows what does that. God knows how to treat you into a way where you just naturally do it anyway. It don't have to be forced. It don't have to be even talked about like that. It just comes. It just comes. It just is what it is. It's a woman's nature to do that whenever she's been treated properly. Okay? So anything less than godly treatment is no good. It's no good. I want you guys, women especially, to be in the space that I'm in, at least, you know, because a lot of women have gotten things done to them, and things like, if you're a type of woman that's okay with being treated a certain kind of way, it's something wrong. There's something wrong. We're not built for that at all. We're not built to be taking all of those blows like that. In whatever type of way, whether it's verbal blows or whatever, we're not built for that. We're built to be treated a certain type of way. And that's what God does, and reveals to you as you move on in this walk and build your relationship with God. So I pray that this all helped you all to gain a different perspective, or gain a perspective on princess treatment. I mean, there are scriptures in the Bible. I could go on about this a little bit more, but yeah. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.